Alrighty everyone, welcome back to another episode of Marvel vs. Capcom Revisited. It's iCarnage. As always, we are back with episode 11, I believe. And just to get things out of the way, you'll see my name in the wrong way, in the bottom left there. That's because I'm recording this from the Xbox 360 version of the game. I bought a capture card, so I'm able to record directly from, home consoles and stuff. It's very exciting. Normally I record footage from the Flycast emulator. I use Fightcade. But I thought, you know what? It's a brand new episode, I got some brand new hardware, why not put it to the test, see if it works. So, it was a bitch and a half to get working, but I got it set up, and we'll get straight into it. So if you don't know, this is a series that's sort of rambly in nature. There's no big elaborate script I follow. I'm using dot points on my, on my Google Doc that I wrote on my phone, and it's pretty casual, it's pretty chill, it's good to have on the back. And let's get into it. So I wrote here, this game is the fourth game in the series, even though it's called Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and it came out in 2000, so as of recording this game is 24 years old, which is nuts. We're going to be covering Guile today, the all-American hero himself. He was first seen in Street Fighter 2 Vanilla, The World Warrior, I believe it was subtitled. The game came out in March 1991, so it's really old. And I wrote here, he's a patriotic American Air Force pilot, I believe. And if you guys know Charlie from Street Fighter, he is like Guile's mentor, I guess, best friend. Taught him how to fight, which is why they have very similar moves. And the motivation behind picking Guile today is because I thought Guile's a bit of an oddball. Like, in my mind, there are oddball Street Fighter characters, well, in the context of Marvel, like Guile, Dhalsim, and Bison, Zangief, Sakura, etc. Where you're like, they're not really needed in Marvel, but it's super sick that they're there. And since, Guile wasn't in Marvel 1, I don't believe he was in X-Men vs. Street Fighter. He's certainly not in Marvel 3 or Infinite. And he's a really cool character in this game, so I wanted to cover him. And one of the things that's cool about him is that, unlike most characters, not just in Marvel 2, but in the whole series, is that he is a charge character. You can actually see I have a move list now. I can show you guys. And you can see here, he only has 5 moves. He has 2 specials, Sonic Boom and Flash Kick, which is called Somersault Kick, and you can see the charge motions. And he also has 3 supers, and we will get into them in a bit. But yeah, he's a charge character, so that separates him from a wide variety of I guess wide majority, I suppose you could say, of all the characters in this game and the series. And in terms of competitive viability, I would say he's around mid-tier. I've looked at tier lists for this game online when I was doing some preparation, some research for this video. He's not anything amazing. He's definitely not up there with like Sentinel, Cable, the big 4, whatever, Storm, etc. But he's around middle of C tier. He has some decent assists. And speaking of that, let's get into his pros and cons actually. Nice segue. So, I've written here, the pros of Guile are that he's very easy to understand. Everybody knows Guile. He's the classic original charge character, right? Everybody knows him. He only has 2 specials and 3 supers. And the supers are literally just like, oh, that's Cable. His supers are quarter circle motions. There's no half circles, there's no DPs through 60. You got 2 charge motions and quarter circles, and that's literally it with Guile. So very easy to remember, easy, simple execution. And the simple execution is for nice damage as well. I'll show off some combos rather, in a bit, in a later portion of the video. And he does decent damage, all things considered. And it's not just decent damage, his combos are also fairly reliable as well. A common thing in this game is that when you're up close, if you do 2 normals, your launcher normally whiffs. With Guile, this will whiff if you space it out a little bit, but if you're right up close, that works, which is kind of rare in this game, especially for a Shoto character. Not a Shoto, but like a Street Fighter character, I mean, like Guile. Certainly not a Shoto. My bad. He also has some decent screen control in the form of Sonic Boom. So it's not a very big projectile, but you can see here that the Sonic Boom, it's nice, kind of goes horizontally. Covers that horizontal space. But he also has Flash Kick, which you see summons a big projectile, and if I do the heavy version, it's multiple times. So if they're in the air, you can catch them. Let me tag in this guy. I'm pretty sure he has the assist, yes. So I accidentally made all Guiles have the same assist. 2 of his assists are just Sonic Boom. I believe one of them is Light Sonic Boom, one of them is Heavy Sonic Boom, which is like a decent projectile assist. But you also have this one, an anti-air. Get off me tool. If Cable's rushing me down, or Cable's not going to rush down, he's a zoner. If Magneto is rushing you down, or whoever, you can try to, do that to get him off you. Alright, let's go back to regular Guile. So we'll get into the cons. So cons of Guile are that he's a bit predictable. I know I said that the lack of like a long special move list is a good thing, and while I do stand by that, it also makes him a little bit predictable. You know, it's not perfect. Nothing in this world is perfect. A philosophy on the Carnage channel, I suppose. But yeah, it's a bit predictable. Experienced opponents who know this character and know the matchup really well, they're gonna know that, you know, when they're close to you, you're gonna go for a flash kick, so they'll wait, they'll block, and they can punish. They're gonna know how to get around his small Sonic Boom, etc. He is a bit predictable. He doesn't have a lot of mobility tools. He does have a ground dash that's decent. But you can see that he does a little roll at the end. Now this can be jumped out of, which is good. Which is really good. But you can't block out of it, I don't think. Like, I'm inputting forward now, I'm inputting down. You can crouch it, which is really good. So you can jump and you can crouch out of it. You can't hold back. And, you know, it's just a decent ground dash, I suppose. Oh, there we go. So he doesn't have an air dash. He can't fly, he can't teleport as well. So no air dash, no flight, no teleport. Which, you know, I'm not expecting a guy like Guile to have those sort of mobility tools, but it does harm him a bit. I've written here, he has sort of slow recovery on his moves. Now, normally Super Combo Wiki, which is a fantastic website, highly recommend it, and I usually get my information from there. Not today though, because their page on Guile is pretty barren. There's no frame data, which is why I mentioned them. So I don't have specific frame data, you know, numerical values to share. But obviously that's unsafe on block. If they block it, they can punish you. Sonic Boom has a decent amount of recovery. If they can jump over it, they can punish you. His normals just seem pretty alright. Heavy kick has a lot of recovery. Like if I hold it up. Okay, holding up now. Now. You can see there's like a full, nearly a second of recovery on that after I push it. It's a very committal button. And that's about it for pros and cons. You know, Guile isn't a super crazy character with lots of stuff going on. So there aren't a whole lot of pros and cons. But with that being said, let's move on to his normals and his specials. So, this is the fun part where I actually start hitting Cable. So Light Punch, generic forward jab, decent combo starter. The range is alright. It's going to hit from around here. So you do have to be really close to hit them. Like even from here it's going to whiff. Even though I'm actually making... Well, it looks like I'm making contact with Cable's fist, and he's like, yeah. Looks like I'm hitting him, but I'm not. Medium punch is that kind of... Ugh. I think it's like a strike and an elbow. I could be wrong, but it's pretty much... It's just combo filler. It's just combo filler, nothing special. His heavy punch... his heavy punch is like this. Boom! Uppercut. But if you hold forward and press heavy punch, it's what's his move? Backspin knuckle or something? So you can see the command list in this game doesn't actually have command normals. So I may be missing something. But yeah. So that's forward heavy punch, which is like your ranged kind of tool. And because you're pressing forward, you can't obviously do a flash kick out of it, because that's a down charge. And you can't do Sonic Boom, because that's a back to forward charge. So you can't do any specials out of it. You pretty much just have to call an assist. Regular heavy punch is a close range, you know, just like decently damaging normal. Does 13 damage. A back heavy punch is like that straight move. It's a straight punch, just douche. Has decent range. Not anything special. Standing light kick. Obviously, we all know this animation, Guile standing light kick. I'm not sure if it's a low, but it has decent range, so you can use it to start combos. And a medium kick. And we all know this animation as well. Although if you space out the light kick from, you know, really far away distance like this, rather, medium kick can whiff, so you gotta be careful. But if you're right up close, medium punch is alright. Heavy kick, 13 damage, same amount of damage as all of his heavy punches, I believe, yes. And as I said, a lot of recovery, very committal button. Be careful throwing this out, it's mainly a combo tool. Oh, and I do apologize if my stick is making noise, I don't know if you can hear it, but I've got it here. It's pretty big and bulky. And I kind of smack the buttons. Alright, let's move on. So, crouching light punch, like standing light punch but crouching. Pretty simple. Crouching medium punch is just a 1-2 combo filler, that's about it. Crouching heavy punch is a big one. Let me get Cable out of the corner. It says launcher, so you can follow up. Go for Magic Series. Boom, 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 boom. Sick. Very important. Crouching light kick. Decent low combo starter. Has alright range. Goes into medium kick, which is just the same thing, but he's facing towards you. And what's really cool is he has a Street Fighter sweep. It hits twice. The first one puts them in a hard knockdown state, and the second hit is an OTG that, you know, hits them upwards. So you can do that afterwards, get a little combo. And you only have to hit the button once. Like, the second hit is completely automatic. Which is really cool, and it's just like how it is in Street Fighter. I don't think Sonic Boom works after it. Oh, Heavy does. Perfect. So Heavy Sonic Boom works after it for a little combo. And Light Sonic Boom is like a screen control tool, if you space it. Like that. You can get a little bit of Oki off of it. It's pretty alright. Now, I'm not too familiar with this training mode, menu, but there we go. Found the jump option. Jumping Light Punch, it hits downwards, so if they're above you, it's, you know, it might miss, it's hitting there. But it just seems like a normal air button. I never hear, you know, when you hear about the godlike air buttons in this game, like Sentinel stuff, or Cable's jumping Heavy Kick, which I think is pretty good, or Storm's jumping Heavy Punch, or whatever. This button isn't mentioned at all. It just seems alright. Medium Punch, I love it, because it's just like, chop. Like credit card swipe, like Geefs. I'll get to Geef one day. I love him in this game. But back to Guile. Medium Punch is alright, it just seems like more combo filler. And Heavy Punch. You know, your air combo ender after a Magic Series, spiking back down to the ground. Does a cool 13 damage, which is the same as is standing heavy normals. So this is alright. Jumping Light Kick is a knee, so admittedly the range isn't amazing. It's not active for very long, but I guess you could do that to build meter. Oh, I keep getting Flash Kick. I'm not even charging. There you go, you could do that to build meter. You're probably not going to build a lot, but you could do it. Medium Kick, boom, so that's straight kick. If you combo into it, 11 damage, not a whole lot of damage. Oh. There we go, 11. And Jumping Heavy Kick is pretty much the same animation as Medium Kick. Boom. It's a bit hard to combo into, but you'll see. Oh no, I just noticed, if I hold up and press Light Kick, then I get this command normal. So if you press it without holding up, it's downwards. If you hold up, it's upwards. Which is actually alright, I kinda like that. That's pretty cool. Nothing like that for Medium Punch though, I don't think. Or his heavies. But that's okay. Alrighty, so let's get into his specials. So as we know, Guile has two specials. Sonic Boom, so that's the light version, and the heavy version goes a bit faster. 12 damage on the heavy version, and 12 damage on the light version. So, same amount of damage either way. So you can see, obviously, Sonic Boom, Space Control Tool. Now this is effective in Street Fighter, because in Street Fighter you can't really fly or teleport or super jump or whatever. So you kind of have to respect this. And in Street Fighter, you know, you do that, it recovers really quickly, and if they jump over it, you can get him with, like, Crouching Heavy Punch. That's like your anti-air in Street Fighter with Guile. Now, without a charge, obviously, Flash Kick would be probably your best anti-air in terms of damage, but that's the most reliable one, because it doesn't require a charge input. And the reason I mention that is to say Marvel is a completely different beast. If Guile does one Sonic Boom, most characters in this game are going to be able to get around it pretty quickly. Super Jump is a universal option in this game. Hell, even normal jumping. Characters do have pretty high jump arcs in Marvel for the most part, so you can try to get over it. You know, you can use it as kind of a wall, like in Street Fighter. No drive rush in this game, thank God, so you can't do that. I recommend doing the light version and then dashing in, going for a low or something like that. You can also use it as a hit confirm tool. That's pretty cool, little combo starter. He can't do it in the air though. But speaking of moves he can do in the air, let me try that. Flash Kick, there you go. So you can do it as a combo ender. I don't want to get into it too fast, so let's stick to the ground version for now. So as we know, it's an anti-air. Light version does 20 damage from close. Heavy does 22. It's very easy to combo into this tool. You just do a sweep. 42 damage, which is pretty good for a mid-tier like Guile. And you can see that the, I was going to call it a Sonic Boom. You can see that the Flash Kick, rather, the heavy one from this range, hits, it's kind of a disjoint. Like, it hits once, there's a gap, and then it hits again. 1, 2. You see that? 1, 2. And that's good, because it puts them far away from you. So if you're playing a zoning kind of, you know, game plan, you want to keep them out so you can jump and with normals to build meter and get them away from you, and apply pressure from a distance effectively, that's a really good move to use. And you can also do it in the air. You know, you're not going to be doing anti-airs in the air, which is a bit contradictory. So you mainly want to use it as a combo ender. And that might, you know, it might look a little tricky, like how is he doing the normals into a Flash Kick? Well, if you do the launcher, you jump and then you immediately start holding down, You do 1, 2, 3, 4 magic series, and then by the time you've done the 4th hit of the magic series, you have enough charge time to go into flash kick, and you can get this every single time. It's very consistent. I was scared I was going to drop it there and mess up and look like a liar, but I got it. So that's the heavy version. You can also do the light version, if you wish, hits twice. And 49 damage, so if you can get a jump in, you do that combo, it's 58, it's, you know, like a third of Cable's life bar of one jump in with Guile, the mid-tier. Not bad. It's an alright move to have. Okay, so let's get into Guile's supers. Perhaps the most exciting part of his kit. So, for the first one, we have quarter circle forward and 2 punches. Sonic Hurricane, I believe it's called. Now, this move is really good because it comes out quick, and you can see it keeps them right up to you. I'm not talking about when it knocks them away, I'm talking about, like, the projectile itself keeps them, you know, like, right next to Guile. And it means you can do it after a sweep, or anything you want. You can do pretty much whatever you want. And because it comes out quick, you can do that. And I assume you can mash for extra damage. So if you want a simple baby combo, you just do that, and it's like, what, half-life? I'm looking at the monitor behind where I'm recording this from, so if I'm looking away, that's why. But yeah, around half-life. It's a good combo ender to use. Fantastic DHC tool. Obviously I have 3 Guiles, but if you have, like, for example, Thanos the big ball he throws out, like the power, like that one, or Venom's, the one where he grabs you and traps you in the web, or any sort of projectile super, like Hailstorm, for example, any sort of super that keeps them close to you, or like forward in like the horizontal range and doesn't knock them up in the air like Maximum Spider or something. This is a great DHC tool. It's fantastic. Let's get Green Guile back in. Launch him. Woo! He also has, what a hair on my stick, forgive me, I have long hair, I shed. Quarter circle back 2 kicks. One of the coolest supers in the game. It's short, it's simple, but it's effective, and it hits after an OTG. The most common Guile combo you'll see, and I'll just do it now. Crouching light kick, crouching medium kick, sweep, 1, 2, into this super. It will always work guaranteed. Mid-screen around the corner. If you can land a sweep, this super will work if you can get it. There you go, and it's very simple, just quarter circle back 2 kicks. This is also an alright DHC tool. Because if they're right in front of you and you're like, oh, I want to get them away from me, boom. Does pretty nice damage as well. And it has a good range, so overall, it's a pretty good super. And it shoots out projectiles in the air. And I just noticed I did that back light kick. Forward light kick does nothing, boom. He also has the hop. I didn't even know this was in the game. I've never seen anyone do this. Never seen anyone do it. But I guess you could do that to maintain a charge. I don't think you can combo off. Can you combo into it? No, you can't even combo into it. Okay, nice. So you just use that to move forward while maintaining a charge. But anyway, back to the supers. So yeah, this move is pretty good, actually. Especially for a mid-tier like Guile. It's probably his best super. But I have saved the best for last. Best not in terms of viability, but in terms of how awesome it looks. Quarter circle forward 2 kicks in the air. Because Guile of all characters needs an air super. And you can also Tiger Knee it. It does have a lot of startup. It has a lot of startup. And I don't think you can combo into it solo. Because if you do magic series like that, you know, and you side switch, Guile goes the wrong way. If you keep him in front of you, it looks like a combo, but it didn't. Because you can see the combo counter reset and it said air combo. I'm pretty sure you have to call in like an assist preemptively, super jump, and then do it to catch them. But you can see it does decent damage. So if I Tiger Knee it, let's see how much damage it does raw. Okay, raw damage, 49 damage, which is pretty good. That's pretty darn good. Especially off a damaging answer. Okay. That looked weird. I think Cable got stunned or something in the middle of that. I've never seen that sequence of events play out before. That was nuts. But yeah, it's a decent combo tool if you can find a way to combo into it. Anti-air assists are pretty common in this game. You know, Cable has one, Psylocke has one. Captain Corridor is pretty common too. Cyclops Gene Splice, very common. So if you have an anti-air assist, I think even Hulk has one. So you'll be able to combo into this if you have the right team composition and sort of synergetic game plan within your team of 3 characters. We'll go through Guile's combos. I already showed off this one, sort of any set of low normals into sweep, into his flash kick super. Very consistent, but I believe it also works into Sonic Hurricane. Joggles him around a bit, and he can do a side switch like that. So you can throw the opponent off if they're not ready, they're not expecting it. He also has Magic Series. And in the corner, I believe you can combo into Heavy Sonic Boom, yes. Oh, that ain't combo. My bad. Heavy Sonic Boom. There you go. And of course you can DHC into something like that. Now I don't believe this combo works in the corner, and I'll try to demonstrate. Okay, give me a sec. 1, 2... Yeah, you see how I dropped there? Oh, I dropped that. 3 hits, and then boom. Even if I just do Light Punch into Sonic Boom, it doesn't work. But now that I'm in the corner, Light Punch still drops. Heavy Sonic Boom. That looks like it should have comboed. Yeah, you see even the heavy Sonic Boom, the fastest one, even that doesn't combo in this context. So in the corner, you want to do Heavy Punch. Back Heavy Punch or whatever. Just because it has the most amount of hit stun, it seems. So yeah, Guile's combos, I don't even know if I mentioned this before in the pros and cons. And I wrote here, his combos aren't very long, but they do decent damage. Like, you know, even a sweep into that, that's some decent damage. If we go something like that, that's pretty good as we established. Let me get the health back. Yep, his magic series into flash kick, that's pretty alright, meterless. Especially off a jump in. You can do that, and end in flash kick. Sometimes it'll reset like that, you can counter if they're not blocking. Boom, 10 hits, 58 damage off a jump in. That's really easy to do. 58, that's crazy. If you're doing that against Spider-Man or Anakaris, or Anakaris, or however you say it, or Wolverine, or any sort of low health character, that's really good. He's mostly known in Marvel 2 for the really cool air super, all the flash kicks with the big projectiles. Oh, and I just remembered, speaking of cool stuff. So, I didn't cover this in his normals, but he has a snap back, of course. It's got decent range. It's just his forward heavy punch, rather. There's a glitch in this game with Guile. It was in... I think it was patched out of the American Dreamcast release, but it was in the Japanese one, and it's in this version of the game as well. If they patched it out of the American Dreamcast release, I don't know why they didn't patch it out of this, but sure. If you do snapback with the assist 2 button specifically, so for me that's right trigger, that's R2, and then you do a team super, Guile does his super, it all looks fine. Do you see the projectiles are still here? If you go off screen, they disappear. So let me go here and do it. Room team super. Okay. There you go. Actually, let me do it in the corner. Back up just to get some space. And you can see that, they're still here. Like, there's no hitbox anymore. It's purely cosmetic, there's no hitbox. I don't think this is banned in a tournament setting, but it's still funny to do. And you can do it infinitely. And you can see the game is starting to have some frame rate issues, because it has to render all of that and animate it in real time. So it's... You can pretty much just keep it going. It's like the Doctor Doom hidden missiles that crash in Vanilla Marvel 3, which I can cover now because I don't have to emulate it anymore. I have a capture card, which is really cool. You can literally just keep doing this, and it's really funny. And I think we're going to end off like that because it looks hilarious. Alright, big thank you for watching if you made it all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. I'm going to try to be doing more of these soon. I usually do like one of them a month or something. I haven't planned to do one a month, it's just happened. I've been doing these for a while now. I do one a month, and this is episode 11. So next month's one, I assume, will be the 1 year anniversary. So it'll be something pretty special. I have something cool planned in my head. And yeah, if you want to see a certain game or a certain character or whatever, please leave a comment. I do love to read them for the Marvel Revisited series. I hope you learned something cool about Guile. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. So I will catch you guys in the next video. See ya!